Hello, friends. Welcome to Yoga with Bless. I am Bless, and today I have a somewhat condensed little flow class for you. So, if you don't have a ton of time but want to get into a nice, juicy flow, hopefully you will enjoy this video. And today we are going to start standing. So, getting energized, getting right into it. Bring yourself up to stand at the top of your mat. Feet hips width apart, toes on the floor, knees over ankles, hips over knees, shoulders over hips. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Just stand here in Tadasana, taking note of how your body is feeling today, how your breath is moving. You can close your eyes and also just feel your feet on the ground. You can rock a little back and forth, side to side, until you find that perfect place right in between, right in the middle. Making sure the crown of your head is reaching up to the sky, your navel's kind of tucked towards your spine. Take 2 more breaths here, just noticing, bringing yourself into the present moment. Before you blink your eyes open, and on an inhale, reach the arms up overhead, energy through the fingers. Exhale, bring the hands back down by your sides. Inhale back up, keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale back down. Inhale one more time up. Exhale back down. And then bring your hands to a fist in front of your heart. Flip the palms, push the palms away from you. Stretch into your upper back. Bend your chin towards your chest. Kind of a little bit of cow tilt in your hips. And then on an inhale, reach the arms up. Into a slight back bend. Bringing the arms behind your ears, lifting your chest. Gaze slightly up above you. Inhale, bring it back up to center. Exhale, drop the hands. Again, make a fist, flipping your fingers, one finger over, so opposite thumb is on top. Push the palms away from you. Round into it. Getting a stretch through the upper back and shoulders. Chin towards the chest. And then inhale, slight back bend, pulling the chest up, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, dropping the arms behind the ears, lifting up. Inhale to bring it back to center. Exhale, gently release. You can wiggle out the wrists and the fingers. And then this time, on an inhale, raising your arms up above your head. Clasp the hands, pointer fingers, stay straight. We'll take a little side bend to the left, bumping the hips out to the right, keeping the chest open. Inhale back up to center. Exhale over to the right. Again, keeping the chest open, shoulders away from the ears. Inhale back up to center. Bring the palms to prayer position in front of your heart. Rise up to your tippy toes. See if you can just make any adjustments here to get stable. We're going to slowly lower down into a toe stand. So bending the knees, slowly, slowly, slowly. Seeing how slowly you can lower your butt all the way to your heels. And then once you get there, try to stay here. Stretch the spine up tall. Drop the knees a little bit. Make sure the shoulders are relaxed. And then we're going to see how slowly we can lower our knees to the ground. So maybe leaning back a little bit as you push the knees forward. And then once the knees are down on the ground, just getting a little more stretch through those toes. You might have to tuck in your back toes a little bit. And just stretch the feet here for a few breaths. This might be really intense for some people. Some people might not feel anything. That's not the case for me. One more breath. And then you can bring your hands out in front of you and just come into a tabletop position. You can bang out the feet a little bit to release, and then drop your butt again to your heels. And this time we're going to stretch the top of our feet. So bring your hands behind you, fingers pointed towards your feet, and then lift the knees and see if you can get a stretch in the ankles and through the top of the feet there, maybe through the top of the toes. You can just kind of play around with it. And then drop the knees back to the floor. Push your hips up away from your heels. Pull your shoulders back. Keeping the head slightly lifted so you don't crunch the neck. And then drop the butt back to the heels. Bring your hands back out in front of you to a tabletop position. And then we'll come right in for plank pose. So 1 foot, 2 feet behind you. Breathe and hold in plank, or you can do this with your knees down. That's totally cool. And then when you're ready, on an exhale, push your hips back in space to come towards your down dog pose. You can walk your legs out here, bending one leg and the other. You can rock your hips side to side. Whatever feels good to you. Before we start our flow, settling into down dog just for a beat. And then bringing your feet together, the back of your mat, if they weren't already. Lift your right leg up. Toes pointed down towards the ground. And then just bring your right knee right to the mat beneath you. Left knee comes to meet it. Reach your left arm back and around to your left heel. See if you can sweep your right arm up and over into a half camel. Then as you exhale, sweep that left arm back down to the floor beside you. Kick the right foot out. See if you can flatten the right foot to the ground as you sweep the left arm over your head, coming into a gate pose. And then You're going to sweep that all back to center as you step your left foot towards the top of your mat. Stabilize over that left foot, and we're going to come all the way up to a one-legged standing pose. Kick that right foot out in front of you. And on an exhale, push the right foot back behind you. Trying to keep those hips square to the floor. And then dropping the right foot to the mat. Coming into a high lunge. So back heel is lifted. Seeing if you can sink down into it just for a beat. Now my back is going to be too, so I'm going to switch sides. You stay where you are. Then we're going to bring our hands in front of our chest, drop the back heel to the mat, coming into a warrior two. Stretching over into a side angle, so you choose where you want that bottom hand. It can rest on your thigh. You can keep it up. You can drop it all the way down to the ground. And then we're going to come back up through warrior two and then sink back down into that back foot, skandasana. And then walk yourself out over that bent knee. You'll be at the back of your mat now, over your right foot, and then sweep the right foot up. Drop the right knee to the floor beneath you. Bring the left knee to meet it. Again, we're going to reach around with that left arm, sweeping up into a half camel. Exhaling to bring that right hand to the floor beside you. Left foot out. Stretching over into a gate pose. And then bringing the left foot forward. Lifting the right foot up. Exhaling to sweep it up into a high lunge. Dropping the back heel. Exhaling into a warrior two. Inhaling to bring it to side angle. Exhale back to warrior two. Bending into that right knee. And then coming back around to the front of your mat. And this time, bring your right foot back to plank. Or drop your knees. And bring your chest and chin down to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, push it back to down dog. And we'll repeat the same thing on the other side. Lifting the left foot. Dropping the knee to the floor. Bringing the right foot to meet it. Sweeping your right arm around to grab that right heel. Stretching up into a half camel. Exhaling to sweep the left hand around to the floor. Right foot out. Bottom of the sole of the foot flat on the floor if you can. Stretching out into a gate pose. And then bringing the right foot forward. Stepping up into a one-legged. You can straighten that leg in front of you. And then exhale, push back into a high lunge. Exhale to drop the back heel to the mat. Coming into warrior two. Inhaling to come to side angle. Exhale through warrior two. And then bending into that back knee, skandasana. coming over that left foot. Inhaling to lift the left foot up. Drop the knee to your mat. Right knee comes to meet it. Sweeping the right hand behind you, coming up to camel. Left hand down to the floor beside you. Right foot out, sole of the foot on the ground, stretching out into a gate pose. Right foot to the top of your mat. Step up one-legged. You can straighten that leg. And then push like you're moving through wet concrete back into a high lunge. Back heel to the ground. Warrior 2. Side angle. Coming back up through Warrior 2, straightening the front foot, bending into the back knee. You might need to point that back foot out towards the corner of the mat. Skandasana. And then bringing the hands back to the front of the mat, lifting the left foot, plank or knees down, chest chin to the floor, high cobra or low cobra. Exhaling, coming back through child's pose, up to down dog. And we'll do that same thing again, a couple times on each side, moving a little faster, but trying to flow with your breath. So starting with the right leg, lift the right leg up, knee to the ground, left knee comes to meet it, sweeping around to the left, half camel, gate pose, front of the mat. Kissing warrior 3, high lunge, warrior 2, side angle, warrior 2, skandasana, hands to the mat, right leg sweeps up, knee to the mat, left knee to meet it, sweeping around to the left, half camel, sweeping to the right, gate pose, left knee to the front of the mat, standing one-legged, kissing warrior 3, sweeping into a high lunge, back heel down warrior 2, side angle, warrior 2, skandasana, hands to the mat, right leg back, vinyasa your way, pushing the chest forward as you come up into a cobra or an up dog, and then pushing back to down dog. And then left leg sweeps up, knee to the mat, right knee to meet it, sweep around to the right, half camel, sweep the hand down to the left, right leg out, gate pose, coming up, one-legged, pushing back through warrior 3, coming up to high lunge, warrior 2, side angle, skandasana, back of the mat, left leg sweeps up, knee to the mat, right knee to meet it, Sweeping around to the right, half camel. And coming back over to the left, opening into gate. Exhale. Inhale to come up to one-legged. Push through warrior three. Coming back up to a high lunge. Moving with your breath. Make it feel good. If it doesn't feel good, adjust it. Skip something, add something. Skandasana to the back of the mat. Ooh, to the front of your mat. And then left leg goes back. Vinyasa your way. Back to down dog. One more time on each side before we switch it up. Right leg up and knee to the mat. Sweeping around to the left, half camel. Coming back to the right. Gate pose. Exhaling. Inhaling to come up. Exhaling to push back into a high lunge. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling to drop into warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Through warrior two. Back to Skandasana. Right leg sweeps up. Knee to the floor. Left knee to meet it. Sweeping around half camel. Opening to gate. Up to one-legged. Pushing back through warrior three. High lunge. Warrior two. Side angle. Warrior two. Skandasana. Front of your mat. Right leg back. Vinyasa. Back to down dog. Left leg sweeps up. Knee to the mat. Right knee to meet it. Sweeping around to the right. Half camel. And opening up through gate. Foot to the front of the mat. One-legged. Warrior three. High lunge. Warrior two. Side angle. Warrior two. Skandasana. Circling around to the back of your mat. Left leg lifts. Knee to the ground. Right knee to meet it. Sweeping around to the right, half camel. And opening to the left. Gate pose. Footsteps up. Ooh, one-legged. Back to warrior three. To a high lunge. Warrior two. Side angle. Warrior two. Skandasana. Left leg back, plank or knees down, vinyasa. And back to down dog. And just take a breath here. We're gonna do the same motions, but we'll add a little bit of extra sauciness to it. So lifting your right foot up, listen for change, open your right hip. Pushing back into it, stretching that right hip. You can do circles here, or if you want, you can take it all the way over and flip your dog. Coming into a wild thing. Bringing your hands back down to the mat if you flipped. Right knee to the mat. Left knee to meet it. Sweep around. And this time, if you want to, you can try reaching both hands back. You may need to lift your ankles. Coming into a full camel. So pushing your hips forward, not crunching your neck back, but keeping the head a little lifted, chest to the sky. And then coming out of it the same way we came in. So sweeping the right arm around, out to the side to gate pose. Staying here for just a minute as you lift that back leg. See if you can catch the ankle. And we'll come in for a little quad stretch, back bend. See what you can get out of it. Pushing that foot into the hand to open the shoulder. And then releasing, bringing that left foot up. Coming up to one-legged. Again, hold here. We're going to come into a tree pose. So your arms can be lifted, hands to heart, whatever you like to do in tree. And then we'll lift that knee back up. Pushing back, we'll hold in warrior three just for a breath or two. So hips are square towards the ground. You can reach your arms out above your head. You can keep your hands at heart. You can reach your arms back into more of an airplane kind of pose. And then slowly drop that heel down. We'll come up into a high lunge. Holding here just for a minute. And then opening up into warrior two. So making sure you have space here. We can take it a little bit deeper this time if you are wanting to go there. So again, forearm to thigh, hand to the ground. Or if a bind is in your practice, you can go for that bind. So if you're binding, making sure your chest stays open. This is a bit of a heart opening pose. And then if you want to go even further, you can try to take this into a bird of paradise. So stepping that back foot up. Getting yourself nice and grounded on that left foot. Keeping your gaze steady as you lift the left foot. Again, keeping your chest open. And then if you want to straighten that leg, straightening the leg. And then coming back down the way we came. Left foot to the ground. Right foot goes back out behind you. Opening back into side angle. If you came out of it, back to warrior two. Straightening that front leg, coming back into a skandasana. And just sinking into this for a beat. And just sweep yourself back around to the front of your mat. Shift your left foot back. Vinyasa. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to flip so that I'm facing you. So lifting that left leg up, opening the hip. Doing whatever feels good to you here. You can make hip circles, or if you want to, you can flip your dog. Coming into a wild thing. And then bringing it all the way around back to center. And then the left knee comes down. Right knee comes to meet it. Sweeping the right arm back and around into a half camel or a full camel. Pushing the hips forward, lifting the chest up through the shoulders. And then gently coming out of it, sweeping the left arm back up, down to the ground. Gate pose. Again, we're going to hold here for a second. Lifting that back leg, coming in for that stretch. So trying to keep the knee level with the hip. Chest is open. Foot is kicking into hand to open that shoulder. Getting a little quad stretch as well. And then you can drop back down into your gate pose. Bring the right foot up. Stepping up into one-legged. Again, we'll come into a tree. Gaze is steady on something, not moving in front of you. For a challenge, you can always lift your gaze to the ceiling. You can try to close your eyes. And when you're ready, bring that knee back up. Foot out in front of you. Pushing back into a warrior three. We'll hold here for just a few breaths. Again, doing what feels good with your arms. Down beside you, out in front of you. And then when you're ready, slowly bending into that front knee, lowering the back foot down into a high lunge. Just getting a little deep, sinking into this here. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears. And then opening out into your warrior two. And then whatever you did on the other side, or if you want to vary it on this side, it's totally up to you. Coming in for that bind if you have one. Keeping the chest open. And if you want to go for that bird of paradise, stepping the back foot up. Getting steady on that left foot. Coming up with the right. Keeping that chest open. If you want to straighten the leg, you can. And then dropping back down the same way you came in. Hitting that side angle for a minute if you weren't there before we open back up into warrior two. Straightening the bent leg, bending into skandasana. Just playing around here. You might need to put your hands on the ground. You might need to play with the width of your legs. And then just circle it back around to the front of your mat. Right foot comes back. Vinyasa, last one. And then once you're in down dog, you can drop both knees to the ground. Cross your feet behind you. Roll back up into a seated pose. And then stretch your legs out in front of you. Lift your arms up high with a flat back. Bend at your hips, coming forward as far as you can. And then when you reach your edge, dropping into it. You can grab your toes or your shins. You can release your head. Kind of letting gravity do most of the work here after you've dropped into it. And then rolling back up. And bring your feet in for Baddha Konasana, so soles of the feet together, knees apart, pushing towards the floor. Stretch up straight back again. You can play with having your feet further from you or closer. And once you've found the place that you like, sitting up really tall, and then again hinging at the hips to fold forward. Coming to your edge before you relax into it. You can kind of use your elbows to push your knees down if you have your feet in your hands. And then again, just releasing slowly. And bring one of your feet out in front of you, straight in front of you. Other knee bent, foot to the thigh. And you'll turn over that bent knee, sitting up tall. And then reaching out over the outstretched leg. Seeing if you can get your shin or your toes, sweeping that back arm up behind you and over your head. But again here, trying to keep the chest open. That elbow should be inside the knee, the bottom one. And just getting that side stretch. Maybe a little stretch in the leg, stretch in the hip. And then inhale to come out of it and drop that backhand to the back of your mat. Sweep your front hand up and just push up into Almost a little modified gate pose. Getting a little counter stretch in those hips. And then we'll just switch legs. So other leg out in front of you. One knee bent, foot to thigh. Look out over, turn your body over your bent knee. And then reach out with your bottom hand over the outstretched leg towards your toes. If you don't reach your toes, your shin. And bring the back arm up overhead to get that same stretch on the other side. And keeping your chest open here. And sweeping that top arm back behind you, lifting your front arm up into that counter stretch. And then drop the bum back to the ground. Straighten the bent leg. Both legs out in front of you. Arms out in front of you, slowly roll down. And you choose here if you want to go into a full wheel or a bridge pose. I'll cue bridge, but if wheel's in your practice and it's calling to you, we should be nice and open for that. Otherwise, bringing your feet up to your hips, reaching your fingers towards your heels. You may be able to grab your heels. Otherwise, palms are planted flat on the ground beside you. And then we'll inhale and exhale to prepare. And then on your next inhale, slowly start to peel your back up off the ground, starting with your hips. And then pushing up into your shoulders, pushing your chest towards your chin, pulling your chin away from your chest, tucking your shoulders underneath you. You might be able to make a fist underneath you to get a little bit more space. Trying not to move your head side to side here. Pushing up into it a little more if you have space, keeping your knees straight, so not letting them splay wide, but keeping them kind of tight and straight. And push up one more inch if you've got it. Inhale and exhale. And then exhale, untuck the shoulders, roll back down as slowly as you can. Really articulating the spine. And then when you get to the mat, bring your feet out even wider towards the edge of your mat. Knock your knees in towards each other. If you were in wheel, go ahead and come down. And join us here. And then let your knees separate and just gently windshield wiper them side to side. And then you can bring your knees into your chest and give them a big hug. You can bring your forehead up to your knees, or as close as you can get. Release back down. You can come for a happy baby here. Getting some more release in that lower back. Just rocking side to side if that feels good. Bringing your knees down beside you. If you're rocking back and forth, you can see if you can touch the ground with each knee. Hug your knees back in gently. Keep your right knee hugged into your chest. drop your left leg out straight in front of you. Scoot your hips about 2 inches to the right. Drop your right knee over your left. Stretch your right arm out beside you. And then if you want to, you can turn your head to look out over that right arm. Supine spinal twist, letting gravity do most of the work here. Just relaxing into it. And then gently coming back to center, we'll switch sides. So straightening out the hips, bringing the left knee in, dropping the right leg out. And then scoot the hips a tiny bit over to the left before you straighten that left arm out. Drop the knee over to your right. And if you want, you can gaze out over that left arm. And we'll bring it back to center. Let your legs stretch out long in front of you, arms down by your sides, away from your body. Palms can be facing up, or if it's more comfortable, you can put them flat on the ground. And then just taking some time to let all that movement, all that stretch integrate into your body. Noticing if you feel like the energy can move a little more freely through all your joints and muscles. So just letting go of everything here, letting go of any control of your breath, snuggling the shoulders underneath you a little bit, tucking your chin so your spine is long, letting your legs and feet flop out. Just relax. Drop into your body and let your body drop into gravity. Release any tension in the forehead, eyes, cheeks, lips, jaw. Let your tongue relax. Relax your neck, shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands, fingers. Relax your chest and your upper back, your waist, your hips, your glutes, thighs, knees, shins and calves, ankles, tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and your toes. Everything relaxed. And stay here as long as you want, and if you're ready to come out, you can wiggle your fingers and toes. You can come in for a full body stretch. And hugging the knees into the chest before you roll over onto one side and come to seated, taking your time, being gentle with yourself. As you are reborn into your day. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have an excellent rest of the day. Namaste.